All right, well, again, I'm Chairman, Mr. Smith, and we'll go ahead and come back into session. We don't have any minutes to have to approve. We'll pick up where we left off at.
You don't approve because this is still.
Correct, we're still in, yeah, we're still in. All right, so again, we'll pick up for any applicants that needs to present. Is there anybody here that needs to present the application? Have you signed in, sir? Is there a sign-in sheet?
There wasn't any sign.
Let me grab LeBronya real quick, if that's okay. She's in her office. Let me grab her. I think
She
she's
probably
there
needs
as
to
well.
be entered.
Yeah. I think we were speaking just a second ago.
Sorry, girls. How you doing?
Hey, Rob. Good move. Grab
Ron,
No, I'm gonna suck in.
you coming down here?
I will, yes, please.
You don't come down here and sit next to Commissioner Clark?
Sit between them, y'all. That way,
Come on in here.
I can get on the other side.
You gotta behave.
Maybe my willy bars, I'm sorry.
Get your driver's license.
I have a Cracker Jack box.
Did you?
Do you have a sign-in sheet? Sorry.
Sign in sheet. You got that?
Okay.
Yes, there you go.
You look excited.
I'm ready to mop.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
We wouldn't be right to have one of these meetings without you, would it?
No, I've been here a long time.
We've been coming to a lot of them.
We have.
And you know who's
Yep, this is.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm good one of those. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Mrs. Barnes, do you have another one of those handouts?
I do. Sir, can you give one of Mr. Fields for me?
Well, you don't need that. I do. What about one of those? Did you know this stuff right here?
I did it myself.
Oh, look at you being so I kind of like it, man.
I could have made you one.
I like it, yeah. I like
I
that.
started to do, and I
I
was
wish
like,
you did.
oh, why waste the paper?
Why kill the tree?
One sheet.
Why kill the tree?
I mean, that's one 500th of the rain, just in fall.
I understand. Again, we'll do first come, first serve. So whenever everybody gets signed in, we'll just have you go ahead and step up to the mic, and we'll, if you will, state your name and who you're with, and we'll just hear what you got to present.
Okay.
All right.
Good evening, everybody. I appreciate you taking the extra time for us that lagged behind from Tuesday. But my name is George Walker. I represent Wilson County Special Olympics, which is Area 27 that the state of Tennessee recognizes. We consist of Trousdale and Wilson County. So I don't know what else you'd like for me to tell you, but I'll be happy to tell you everything that we do.
Just whatever you would like to add to that. How much are you asking for, sir?
We are looking for $6,500. We are self-supporting within Special Olympics. All areas within the state of Tennessee are self-supporting. We get no monies from the state of Tennessee, Special Olympics, or the federal area of Special Olympics. So we all are volunteers that work in Special Olympics. Even I'm the director. So we are all within the areas, volunteers, the coaches, the administration are all volunteers. And we do fundraisers, which you've probably heard of the Polar Plunge. We have that every year. That is our biggest, largest fundraiser that we have for what we do. And then we get help from you folks every year, along with the Knights of Columbus, along with any other donors that support us.
You said you're requesting 6,500, but your application says 7,000.
Okay, I guess I misprinted then.
6,500 is what you received last year.
Yes, sir.
Now, you said this was both Wilson and Trousdale County. What percentage? It'd be like 90% Wilson and 10% Trousdale of your,
More like 95%, 97% Wilson, 5%. The only athletes that come to our events from Trousdale County is really just one class. But the state of Tennessee has us along with Trousdale together. Many of the areas have more than one county. For instance, Area 9, which is the Cookeville area, they have several counties that come together. Yeah, but more like, if you even want to look at it, 95.5.
Any other questions from the committee?
Yeah, I would like to throw out, we represent all special needs, ages 8 through 99 plus. Within, we have community athletes, we have school athletes, we have about 1,000 athletes total that we have in Wilson County. They don't always come to the events, but we have about 1,000 athletes that we try to support.
We do appreciate everything.
Special Olympics.
Yes, sir.
It's
I
awesome.
would have thought that.
In fact, we just had our spring games, which is track and field, at Lebanon High last week. I don't know if you've seen in the Lebanon Democrat, the torch run. That's something new that we did this year that the state of Tennessee allows us to do. But we had 300 plus athletes at the track and field events and they were just from the schools.
That's great. We do appreciate everything you guys do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Liam? Or me? All of us? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Miss Mabel?
Miss Mabel, you're next. And if you would, just be sure we talk in the mic. I know that we've got some new IT things going on, so if we would, just so it's recorded. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So,
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
first of all, for those of me, I'm Mabel Beasley, in Gladeville Community Center, still there. And I'd like to introduce, first of all, Adam Nash. He is our new president. So, though some of you may know him, may not. And I want to say thank you for all the money you've given us in the past. It sure has been used for a lot of things. And we continue to raise money. We are self-sufficient. And this, I call it a little grant, but it's a big grant for us. So it really helps. We are still actively got all kind of events and things going on down there. We raise money from wrestling, from concerts, from assignments. And a surprise for this coming year, we now have pickleball and we have bingo. These are all funds. Now, I don't know if it was in the report or not, but last year we took in around 44,000 plus, and our expenses were like 47,000 plus. And it's just a balancing act. Insurance has gone higher, all these things. So we're really having a lot of events. If you look at our website, www.GladevilleCommunityCenter.com, the calendar is full, booking a lot of things. This Saturday night we have a Road West concert, and then what am I missing?
We got a lot coming up.
We have a lot.
I don't think I've ever seen the calendar this full.
But that's great. The community is coming together, and I love the bingo part. I've seen people all over the county where we're coming. Now we do give gifts. We don't give money, but this is. We did ask for $5,000. No, that's not right. 7. I was thinking 5 is what I was wanting to say about. This is for the tables and chairs. And then the other money was where we did stripping the floors and cleaning, waxing the front and all the gym. That was another $1,700 and something dollars. And right now we're facing the roof leaking. That's something coming up. We've already got a quote on that. $5,750. It's always something. That building is 33 years old now. So we appreciate your help and helping us continue to carry on.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anything?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you have anything else?
I didn't know. Did you have
No,
anything?
you want to add?
Few questions for you real quick.
Sure.
On you mentioned that it's booked quite often.
Yes.
Do you all charge rent?
Yes, we do.
How much do y'all charge for rent?
Okay. If you were using the gym, like 3 hours or more, we charge $400.
Okay.
If you use the small room, I call it the large meeting room, it is like $75
Oh, how long?
An hour.
for an hour. We have basketball in there, several nights a week. We have square dancing on Tuesday nights, wrestling on Friday nights. We charge the wrestlers $400, and they are there consistently. They're one of our big people that help us. And anything
How much cash do you all have on hand in y'all's fund?
I can tell you, I'm the treasurer.
Okay.
We have two accounts. We have a building account. It's a little over 15,000. And the checking account is 43,000 and something. And that's, right now, it's up and down in spending. It was 38 and then you started taking in money. But it's spending thing. Utilities are not too bad. Finally, after we put new lighting and new wiring and we spent a lot of money last year too for things like that, but that's not what we put on here.
I got you. I
Yeah.
understand.
Mhm.
And we appreciate you all allowing, I know that's a good spot for, the elections and stuff like that.
Yes.
I understand they do pay you guys too.
They do, $500 for each time they use it.
We do appreciate, the
Oh,
facility.
yeah.
You do a good job.
We enjoy that, and let's see what else. Rent. The consignment people. The lady is there 3 times a year. Right now, they're getting ready to have Rayleigh's Legacy, a consignment, and we charge them $300, and we take it a little less because
Yes,
there are more days.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but that helps. She's been there. She'll be there 3 times this year, so that really helps. But she doesn't do that every year. So
Wow. That's all the questions I have. Any more questions from the committee?
anyway, okay. We got a new board. So Adam's the president. My daughter that was with me last year is vice president. I'm treasurer, and Kay Brown is the secretary. I said we need some new young blood in that place.
Amen.
Okay, well, thank y'all so much and I appreciate what you've done. Do you have one of those lists that you hand out, like for everybody that asks for stuff, or do you don't this time?
What they requested and what they
Yes.
received. You can have one.
Yeah, I always enjoy looking at that and seeing how many is asking for it. And,
Seeing where the tax dollars are going, right?
that's right.
Amen.
But-
Accountability. I like that.
But any other questions? I mean, if I can add anything else,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Y'all be safe. Take care.
Thank you.
Yes. Anybody else? I see that there's no one else to present, so we'll, okay. Are you? Okay,
Do I have to go on that side?
probably. You got a microphone. We'll let you just stay right there and do it. How about that?
My name is LaBronnie Horton, and I am here representing the Big Brothers of Mount Juliet, and they are requesting 3,500 up from last year, but they do awesome work with providing gifts for kids, and they also help with utilities and assistance when they need to with certain families. Miss Sherry is not able to be here this evening due to a medical emergency, and her assistant or second in charge is unable to be here due to some other medical issues going on in her family.
Any questions, from the committee?
You said, you said 3,500?
They were asking for 3,000 is what I was told. So 5.
He's showing five.
Requesting 5.
Request. Yes.
So we'll go with what the paperwork says that they turned in.
All right, what does this say?
It says 5,000.
I'm asking for 5. All right. Any other questions for the committee? Anybody else that's here to present for any of the applicants that's been filed? I see none, and,
That was the only three that I had that weren't here Tuesday night, and the same thing with Danny.
okay. Total number that I've got that's presented has been 45. Is that correct? Are y'all showing the same?
I didn't total up the number.
Okay. And some of the individuals, I think they're not counted as coming before the committee. You know, they might represent multiple. All right. Well, here comes the fun part. Well, let me look over what LeBron has passed out. LeBron, can you just tell us what you passed out so it's on record?
All right, so the front cover is for recreation. Your total budget for that is 65,000. I have a column for the past 4 years, starting in 2021 on up to this year, what they currently have, and then out to the side of that, I've got listed requested amount that they've requested this year, and then I left you a little spot so you could mark that down. And it's the same thing with the stapled copy right behind that. That is for the Health and Welfare Fund. That total budget is $238,500, but $50,000 is already accounted for with New Leash on Life and their spay and neuter program. So we have to allocate out left $188,500.
So we were dealing with 188,500 plus 65, correct?
Correct.
So I remember last night we were kind of back and forth on the on that 50,000, and that what I told you last night, Dan, was incorrect from the New Leash. So really, that number, the 188, is correct. 188.5 is correct.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So total. So we're dealing with $253,500, correct? Okay.
For what?
Now,
Total. That's a total dollar amount of what we're allocating dispersion. That's what's
Did it
in.
go down?
Mm,
It's been more than that, hasn't it, Ronnie?
no, sir.
Is that? Okay.
So health and welfare's budget is 238,500. But you take off that 50,000, your allocation amount that you can allot to other organizations is 188,500.
Okay. I got you.
Because I think that the 50,000 for New Leash on Life comes off the top of that. And that's by resolution, right, Mike?
Do what mean?
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The New Leash on Life is for the resolution
Yes.
in place was for the 50,000.
Yeah, I don't know how many, we did that for a number of years. We ought to be getting close to the end, shouldn't we?
I think you're right. I think it went every 3 years.
I thought it was 3 years, but maybe we put something in there renewing it. I don't remember. Just,
Well,
I
you,
thought at one time we gave them $150,000, 50,000 over 3 years.
and then we come back every year and we have to do another resolution, right? Or do we have to revote that in?
I just don't remember.
Okay.
So-
If you don't mind, if you'll just check in, but
I
we'll just
will.
go with that. But it's already taken off though, right at the top. Okay.
And then the 65,000 is only for,
Your recreation.
that's for the recreation.
The small-
only.
So So how do you guys how do y'all want to approach this? I know last year we went line by line, verse by verse, and of course we were here a long time. And I kind of picked up what Mike was putting down last year, what he was trying to tell me. Of course, we were all kind of new to this committee, and either we, what was it, vote what we did last year or what's on here, and then hash away at it, or how did you recommend it? last year again?
What y'all did last year, I think what we talked about, Justin, was if on this requested amount she's got here, if the amounts that they're requesting are similar to what they were last year and you don't want to cut any of it, then go ahead and do those, and then what money you got left, dole it out. And that won't leave much.
Right, right. So whatever the will of the committee is, you guys, whatever you guys want to do, y'all just let me know.
That'll save you some time, though. You may not want to do it that way.
Yeah. It does not matter. It's like I said, I know that we did it line by line last year, and I know that it's just totally the will of this committee. What do you guys want to do? You want to do it like Mike said, or do y'all want to take a minute to look over, see what we've got, since we have all the numbers in front of us?
I'd rather do it like Mike said.
Just like mine.
If y'all only knew how many meetings I've been to this week.
I know it's been busy. Past 2 weeks been busy.
And I didn't say a word out there because I didn't want to get involved with, and I know this is off the beaten path, but you correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'd have went out there to Crossroad, that's where I was Tuesday night, and turned around and told them that I'm against that, they hadn't even filed any papers, and I told them, I said, I can't get up there and speak. We ain't had due process yet.
Well, you gotta be careful too, because when you make a decision, if it comes up here, you're supposed to make a decision on the proof that's presented that night.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So I was like, I don't even know why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know.
It's good to be in the know though too.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Charlie was pacing the floor.
Yeah.
All right, let's get after this.
All right.
All right, guys, what you guys want to do?
You want to do recreation first?
Let's do rec first. You good with that, Danny?
Yes.
Chris, you good?
Yep.
All right. Do y'all want to do like what Mike said, start from the top and just work your way down, or prove what's been done that's as close to what they're wanting, or you want to go line by line?
Well, we know that the city of Watertown Parks and Recreation is not gonna get 75,000, we'll only have 65.
Correct.
So why don't we start there?
Sounds good.
Mike can make.
By the way, I wasn't behind that request, okay? I wasn't, I promise you. Can we use it? Absolutely. Another suggestion, Justin, if y'all get tired of this, let me know. Want me talking, but when you look at that 23, 24 column,
Mhm.
and what you've given those people, and then if the requested amount is the same amount, you could lock those in, and then like Wilson County Civic League, 2,400, and the Lebanon Girls Softball Association, 4,000. Neither one of them asked for money, so there's 6,400 out there you spread around to somebody else.
Well, the Girls Softball Association and the Boys Baseball have merged now.
Okay,
So they put a single request for 10,000 in. They received 5,000 on the boys' side last year and 4,000 for the girls.
okay,
So they're only requesting $1,000 more than they actually received last year.
okay.
I have to make a announcement. I'm on that board, so I will be not. I'll keep my mouth shut on that one.
Okay. Appreciate that. All right.
But since we gotta cut 101,000, okay? I recommend that the Watertown Parks and Recreation, we give them 20% of what they're asking for, which is 15,000. Let's start there. I'd say it was 50.
Okay. 15,000 to Watertown, you said?
Mhm.
Let me get my
We'll
piece of
say
paper before I start
we'll
writing
say
all
with
that.
60 out of the 101.
Been a long time. Would they still fall underneath the 2500 goes around, or?
I don't agree with that. I mean,
Parking rec.
yeah, something about the Watertown, city.
Parks, rec,
Parks and Rec.
sports league.
Sports league, yeah. If you're gonna give, Tucker's,
just
I
got
think you
something.
just need to give Tucker's Crossroad, 13.5, Watertown 13.5. That's both of them's communities.
She got something y'all need to
Okay.
hear, and I'm gonna
Alright.
stay out of it, okay?
Alright.
So, City of Watertown Parks and Recreational Sports League. To me, this is a first time.
Right, yeah, they've
So
never
the
done that.
max that you can ask for first time is 2,500.
Okay.
Didn't the guy say he hadn't been before us since 20, whatever it was,
2010.
2010.
2010, so they have requested prior, just not recently. I don't know how you want to look at that.
I would view it as a first time.
Okay.
If you haven't been here in multiple years, I would take you back to the beginning. Had it been like you missed 1 year, maybe something came up, you missed the meeting, you weren't able to attend, we would go back and view. But going back that far, but I'm just speaking my personal opinion.
Is that a written rule or is that?
That is in the rules.
Okay, all right, so there's 2,500 right there then. Because that was like I was telling them, Tucker's Crossroad is a weaker league than Watertown's league up there, and we're giving them 13.6. So, I mean, I know what you're saying, but 2,500 is going to help them. It's definitely going to help them, but I don't know. I've been on this board way too long.
So Mike, what would be your recommendation on that? I know that that's gonna be probably either,
Well, I need to stay out of that one for
Yeah.
the same reason
Yeah.
that Chris is staying out of the
Yeah.
little girl softball or
But-
whatever.
right.
I don't need to be involved in it.
okay,
But that's what I was asking LeBron. She said that is a written rule,
Okay.
so they can get 2,500.
all right, well, we'll just allocate 2,500 and we'll see you next year. You guys good with that?
I'm good with it.
I don't think we got no choice. That's
All right.
I think that's a moot point. I suggest we take the ones that are basically status quo from last year and go ahead and grant those.
Let's do it.
So it would be, Mount Juliet Youth Sports,
What's that?
$3,500.
We'll put a check here. With Mount Juliet Youth Sports,
Mm-hmm.
where's that at?
It's up at the top, underneath Tucker's.
Okay, there we go.
We sticking with Tucker's 13.6?
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
I think, Statesville Grange, 5,000.
Well, that's broken up, 2,500 each.
Well, they're combined.
You the FEC club you talking about? Or yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry. It's, yes, the Statesville Grange and the Statesville FC, the combined is 5,000.
Right.
And that would be the same as they got last year.
yes, it will be the same. So that's status quo. So that's the 5,000.
Let's see, Gladeville Community Center, 7,000. It's the same as they asked for last year. Oakland FC,
3,500.
3,500.
Wilson County Special Olympics. They're requesting one.
Yep, 500. He actually said 6,500, but his request is for 7,000 on the application now.
Well, I mean, we can't go off these status quos though, y'all, because the Joy Center wasn't added in last year.
And that's where we'll have to start marking.
Yeah, and then we also just give Watertown 2,500. So these status quos, somebody's gonna have to take a cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we ran into that last year.
But it gives a starting point.
See,
Lester,
I'm looking at $10,000 we gotta make up, cause Noreen Community Centers were asking for 5, and they didn't get anything last year.
Mhm. So so we don't want to approve the status quo from last year, we're just gonna just do line by line?
I
well,
mean, unless you can make up this money or they don't get any.
We'll just
You
have
know.
to start picking, if we approve the one, yeah, we just have to start knocking, obviously you'll approve the status quo, but then we'll have to start deducting from those, whichever ones, if that's the case, correct?
Right.
well, I know the guy last year from Turker Crossroads, Chris, only asked for 9, but he showed us where he had spent money out of his pocket. And with that, at the end of the calculations, we had some extra money left over, which came up to 4,600, and we added it to him. We could kind of reimburse himself pretty much.
Right.
So I don't know. He probably just wants 9,000.
Well, here's the, and I'm from, that's my stomping ground. I played ball there. Of course, Mike come over the hill and played, but here's my problem with that. With Lebanon baseball, and I'm sure with Watertown, and I'm sure with Mount Juliet and all that, you know, Lebanon has to sell $10 books to make up some of that money. Out there at Tucker's Crossroad is you give me this money, and then I'm gonna find maybe, I don't think there might be 10, maybe 12 teams out there. And so we're burning a whole lot of lights and putting a whole lot of lights up for 10 to 12 teams. So they can raise some of this money themselves. We did it when we was coming up. I mean, but if you look, go back, I know I was on it way before 2021 or whatever. And I think he started out, you might have to go back and help me out here, LeBron, but I think he started out way at $3,500, maybe $4,000, and now we've done reached 13.6. Because we're getting a little bit to where, hey, it's easy to go up there and get that, as far as me making these kids go out and sell books or get the grandparents to help us out with $10, $15, $20 here or there. You know what I mean? So,
One thing I do,
and I mean, I like Charlie and I like the
Right.
league, but I mean, you know, you can't just come up here and cut somebody else out, you
Yeah.
know?
and that was one thing that I wanted to discuss too. It's the fact that he mentioned that they don't charge anybody, which is a great thing. But unfortunately, we were in the days times where could you charge a little bit, like what you're saying?
You're gonna have to.
for the kids to play.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have
unfortunately,
to.
with the amount of growth that's coming here, but okay, we can talk all day on that.
Well, and here's the thing, you know, like Mount Juliet League, they're asking for 15,000,
Right.
you know, and it's 7 is what they got last year.
Mhm.
7's not going to run that league. That's a big league. Mount Juliet's got a big.
Yeah, they said their budget is $1 million. Every year is $1 million. So they've
Yeah, they raise money, and so what I'm
Correct.
saying is,
correct.
Charlie can raise money. Watertown does.
Mhm.
They do. I know they do because I know some people up there.
Well, Chris, what would you recommend for Tucker's? What would be your consideration?
Put him back at 9,000.
Okay, I'll second that. Is that the will of this committee?
I
You
mean,
guys good with
I
that?
don't go just.
No, yeah.
All
But I
vote
mean,
too, but you know, I'm just saying that we gotta, everybody's gotta have a piece of this pie.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree, a max of 9, and if we have to do some more reductions, we just do 50% of it's 13.6, 6,800.
okay, 9,000 is
Yeah.
on the table right now, and if we need to back up and punt, we'll do that.
As far as Lebanon Youth Baseball, like I said, since they've combined with the Girls Softball Association, they're really only asking for an extra $1,000. I would entertain giving them the entire 10,000 they asked for.
Okay. So 11 baseball.
Yes.
But and I don't have any problem with that, Danny, but I also, if if I didn't understand him correctly, he was accepting kids from other counties as well. That were playing from Troutdale, from Smith and wherever. Richard, you may know more about that, but
I do, but I didn't want to get involved in it because, to be honest with you, I know the money that they have. So I would put the softball at that 4,000, and baseball's got the 5 or 4 softball 5. They get $9,000
versus 10.
versus the 10. But I mean, like I said, I don't want to. Y'all look, y'all was here Tuesday night. Y'all heard, so
Yeah.
and I don't want to infringe on anybody's rights.
What they get last year? See, we had 5,000 for,
They got 9 total.
so we'll give them 9 what they asked, what they got last year. Is that what we're saying? This committee?
I mean, whatever.
Or 5 and 4.
5 and 4? Is that what we're
5 for
saying?
baseball, 4 for softball.
Yeah, but they're combined. Yeah,
Okay.
they are combined. And Wayne Oakley come over to us.
On here, they're on.
Oh, they're separate on here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not anymore. It shows here off to the side, it shows combined with.
Yeah, $10,000. Yeah.
So we're doing
Okay.
right here on the side. there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm.
So we're doing 9.
Yeah, because it showed last year 5 and 4.
Right.
Okay. Are y'all good with Special Olympics at 65, what they got last year?
Yep. I am.
Mr. Fields?
Special Olympics.
65, what they received last year? Since he mentioned that they do serve Tucker's, or, I'm sorry, a different county as well, he gave us that percent.
Well, on this form though, he requested 77,000, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have the choice that if we can we? I mean, it's up to y'all. I mean,
I'm
you
good
guys
with
talk too. I mean, if y'all want to do 7, we can do 7. If-
I'm good with 65. I
Okay.
guess. What's going, what he had down there?
Well, he was back and forth. He mentioned 65, and then, of course, there was 7 on the application.
I mean, keeping a running total, Justin, you got $19,000 left to divide among 6 others that made a request.
Northern Community Center requested 5,000. They didn't make a request last year, or they didn't
They
Oh.
didn't attend the meeting.
didn't attend the meeting.
Correct.
They received 4,000 the year before that, and 2,500 the 2 years previous.
So they leave it at 4.
Give him 25.
It's
Okay.
25.
25 sounds
Yeah, I
good.
mean,
I'm good with that.
This is tough year economically for everybody.
Mhm.
Legal FCE requested 4. They received 3,500 the year before that.
5,000 the year before.
Yeah, they've gone up and down. 3, 3, 5, 35, 4.
What's your request? 4?
4.
I recommend 3.
I'll say leave it at 35.
I'm good with 35.
I'm overruled.
No, you're not. We at Joy Center.
Mhm. That's the makeup money right there.
You may gotta entertain a number.
2,000.
I think the whole amount.
They requested 3.
I'm good with 2,000.
Well, I thought you said 3.
No.
Well, can we make it the minimum? It's 25, I think, isn't it, LeBron? Is that where they start at? If they don't, I mean, like we was talking about a while ago, first time's 25.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
Mount Juliet League.
Mm.
Let's save that one.
How many do we have left? Mount Juliet League and
So you got Wilson County Civic League up at the very top. Looks like I
And
found
West Wilson.
2,400.
Did they ask for anything? I don't see anything.
So this is one that is, they have several organizations or group
It's
programs.
like 4. Is it like 4?
it's 3.
Yeah, I see that, but they don't have a
But-
requested amount.
Because they requested 15,000 for all of them, including their,
Yeah, okay.
so one big application for it all.
We'll address that on the other one. How about that? Can we skip that right for now, or do
Well,
we
it's
have
two
to?
separate budgets though,
It is.
Okay.
but they didn't request on this one, so they'd have to pick it up on that one. They didn't request in,
Well, it's one big application, so it would be really confusing if I put 15,000 on this particular line for this particular one,
right.
if it's two different budgets.
So should we give them 2,500 in this and then go back and check the other one and later?
I'm good with that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're in 25 versus 24?
See, that's what I'm saying. The first time that you sign up for it's 2,500. So I don't know why these 24s are popping up.
I'm good with 25. It'd be probably keep it helpful. Are y'all good with that?
Where are we, Mike?
You are at 57,000 now.
57,000?
Yep, which means you got 8,000 left.
8,000 left.
How many more we got left?
2?
Right.
Well, that makes it easier.
Yeah, 3.
We got three.
Oh,
3.
So what, we got 3,000,
We've
right?
got Greenville,
3,000 divided by 3,000.
Juliet, West Wilson.
I mean,
Well, you got it,
8,000.
57. That's 8,000. 65 minus 57.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
They don't
Excuse-
divide
excuse-
out to even.
Where we at next?
I think we're at Mount Juliet League, right?
Mount Juliet.
I'm down to that one, yeah. Or did we say we was gonna skip that and come back to it?
Well, the top one is the Greenville Community Center. They request 4,500. They've gone 26, 26, 26, 4,000, 4,500. Did 6 to 1 down.
Okay, I got you. 2,600?
I'm good with that. Y'all good with that?
Let's start there, see what we got.
2,600 for Greenville.
It's
Greenville.
Greenville now.
Greenville, I know, I corrected it. Easy now, easy,
Go over your
easy
talking.
Watertown.
They'll accuse you of being a Yankee if you go talking like that. That's 59.6, guys.
So,
So you got 5,400 left.
How many more we got left?
Two.
Two of them?
2 big ones,
Which one,
10 and 15, Mount Juliet League and West Wilson basketball.
what was West Wilson asking for this year? 10?
10 grand.
Yeah, they failed to come last year. Let's say 2,500. Am I looking at that right? Wilson County Civic League, very top? Is that the one I'm looking at? We're done with that one?
Yeah, we've done 2,500 for that one. We're at Mount Juliet League.
I see. What did we do?
And how much say we had, Mike, 5,400?
You got, yes, no, wait a minute. Yeah, 5,400. Danny's got the real machine there. I'm doing it in my head.
My suggestion is Mount Juliet League is 3 of it, and West Wilson basketball is 2,400.
Let's do it.
West Wilson basketball, 2,400.
Mount Juliet League's 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And West Wilson was 20, or basketball was 24.
24. Yeah.
Hang on just a second. I'm sorry, how much did you say for Mount Juliet League?
3.
They're gonna be big, man.
How about we just give 6,000 to Lebanon Youth Baseball with 6,000 to Mount Juliet League? That'll do it, cut it even.
Okay.
Hmm. I'm okay with that, but I mean, if you're going to go 6, would you say 6?
6,
6 and 6 to Mount Juliet?
yes.
Keep it.
Okay. Then I think Tucker's Crossroad needs to be lower than that too then. The biggest impact is those 2 right there, and we're giving Tucker's Crossroad more. You follow me?
Okay.
So I think it would drop him to 7.
TXR to 7.
Yeah.
And then put,
So we dropped those to 7, and we dropped 11 to 6. We picked up $5,000 right there, and then what was the other one? No, we picked up. No, that's right. We picked up $5,000.
Well, we have 2,000 left. We can increase, West Wilson basketball. We gave them 2,400. We can increase that to 4,500.
44.
44.
44.
That would be. Would be
Should be-
5,000.
All right, let's run through this one more time, make sure our numbers are good. Danny, you want to roll it off?
All right, so we have Wilson County Civic League at 2,500. Tucker's Crossroads at 7,000. Mount Juliet Youth Sports at 3,500. Greenville Community Center at 2,600. Lebanon Youth Baseball at 6,000.
6.
6. Noreen Community Center at 2,500. Leeville FCE at 3,500. The Joy Center at 2,500. Mount Juliet League at 6,000. Gladeville Community Center at 7,000. West Wilson Basketball Association 4,400. Statesville Grange at 5,000. Oakland FCE at 3,500. Wilson County Special Olympics at 6,500. And City of Watertown Parks and Recreation League at 2,500.
Hallelujah.
How's my math?
It's on point.
We'll take a vote.
What is the what's the FCE? What is that?
So,
Family,
It-
community.
Yeah, it's just like what community center is. Mhm. So Mike, you want us to go ahead and take a vote on that for you, or you want to wait till the very end?
now I'd go ahead and knock that out of the way for us, because you're not gonna cross monies from recreation to health and welfare.
Go ahead and vote on, no, we're-
I'd go ahead.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Dow, second by Commissioner Clark. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Record reflect none. Good job, fellas.
Can I make a suggestion, y'all, before we move on? You may like it, you may not. I'd put $10,000 on a needs assessment, and just send it to the budget committee and say, we've been making $65,000 go 5, 6, 7 years. Ask them to bump it up a little bit.
Yeah,
You won't be able to put any on it this year, but you'll have it next year. You'll have
I was
75,000.
I was thinking 20,000, but
Well,
Well,
it's
let's,
something you think you can get.
yeah,
under
Little
little,
things they can throw in there pretty easy.
right.
we'll bring up under new business.
So I'll need to do a needs assessment or.
No, well, he said they'd bring it new business. Yeah. One where you got some real money.
I'll let you know if that sounds good.
I didn't realize you had a graduate over
How much does this last column total up to? On this one, do you know? On the Hilton Woodford.
What's that doing?
Well, I was just thinking, if it's 234.5, you got that done.
I wish it was.
More than that.
We don't have 188,000.
Well, but I was counting at 50,000 in there.
You do?
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah, yeah,
234.5.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's confusing me every single time we bring it up.
it is. It's confusing. But I see right now that my theory ain't gonna work because you got some new requests and you got some that are up. Several are up.
Or just take the total number of what we have and divide it all by evenly, and we'll just give the even number all the way down. Everybody
Go
gets the
to
same. Go to the house.
Unplug your phone, move and
I say you look at the ones that are kind of bumped up on quite a bit. You want to cut some of these out.
Lebanon Senior Center.
Yeah.
Mount Julia West Senior Center.
See, and here's this Meals on Wheels again, that mid-come, I don't know why they don't combine.
Well,
They are.
Let me-
I
let me-
guess they are. aren't they?
since you brought that up, they do now. Listen, they're asking what for 15 total for the Meals on Wheel.
Yeah.
LeBron,
Yes, sir.
they do get funding already from their dues. They get like $16,000 from their dues already.
Yeah, but it's not enough to carry it. I mean, I understand that, but I would add up everything they got right here and bump it up 10%, and that's what they'd get. Cause it don't come to 15,000. That's almost double
Yeah,
or close. No, it is 15,000. Help me out here. Let's see, 1,021. That'd be 3,100. That'd be 10,500. That'd be 12,000. That'd be 17,000. It'd be $18,600 right there. So 15,000 is bargain. And am I right? If you add up everything that says mid-Cumberland on it,
Mhm.
that would be $18,600. Somebody help me there.
No, you're correct.
Yeah, so they're dropping. That's 15,000. They're asking for 15,000, but all of those was 18,000.
yeah, we don't need to give them no more.
No, that's less. $3,600 less.
Yeah.
So that's good. And the mayor wants us to call him on the human resources. All right, so now where you gonna start?
All right, fellas, how y'all want to knock it?
Well, I'm gonna recuse myself from the American Legion of Auxiliary since my wife's on the board. However, I will make a comment. They don't get it, y'all have a vacancy in the commission. I'll be dead, so.
1,500, what they're asking for? Yeah, I mean, I'm good with that. I mean, we good with the Legion, American Legion? 15?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Have they not ever made a request before?
Have not.
How many is requesting money this year that didn't get last year? Well, I'm seeing 1, 2,
Those two at the bottom of the first page, then, that what you're looking at?
No, I'm looking at,
No application.
other than American Legion, I have, that one's one.
Yeah,
And then drop down to,
Restoration to me.
Home Safe.
They didn't turn in an application last year?
Right. The Worcester. And then Meals on Wheels. Restoration and salt, so that's 4 total. Am I right on this? Okay.
Stars. Well, they didn't, well,
So everybody, if we totaled up everybody that put in this year and received money last year, if we total up their status quo from last year, let's try that and see how much we have left over for those 4 that put in new applications or a returning application, just didn't get it last year.
Get your calculator out.
She's over here marking on paper right now, but she's about to start that maybe.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so I'm just gonna run through this too.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make some notes for myself. So if we did 3,000 for Big Brothers of Mount Juliet,
I'm good with that.
we've already done the 1,500 for American Legion, 7,000 for Brooks House, $6,000 for Cedar Croft.
Okay, can we pause there for just a second? Cedar Cross is state funded. They get a lot of state money. Drop it down to 5. That's what they've been getting.
You good with that?
Cedars Senior Center, 12,500.
They went up 25% last year. I mean, they've gone up, they've asked more every year, 5, 6, 10, 12, 5.
Want to make it 10?
I say give them 10.
$7,500 for chairs. $5,000 for compassionate hands.
See, all these food groups get subsidized by Second Harvest and other groups, so.
I'm gonna say 20,000 Cumberland Mental Health. $1,000 for drug-free Wilco.
What were they? What's that?
You know,
Hold on a second.
I'm on that, so I can't say anything, but they get a bunch of grants.
Yeah, but I mean, they gotta stay on there, some kind of way. So if you're gonna have to make it $1 if you don't get them anything. You know what I mean? They gotta stay on the list.
We didn't, there was a couple we didn't allocate money to last year.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Really?
That's correct.
Y'all more brutal than I was.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's,
Okay, yeah, that's,
I mean, I'm good with leaving them at 1,000. It's I mean, I
you've
do.
done made up a ton of money. I don't know if you realize that or not, but cutting some of these people.
Yeah, I'm hoping we'll be able to go back and add some once we
Okay,
get done.
all right, I
Okay.
got you.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, so
I like that.
$1,000 drug-free Wilco. Habitat for Humanity, they received 2,500 last year. They're asking for 87.5 this year. They received 25,000 in 22. I would say 5,000 this year. Habitat.
Where are they now? Where are they located? I don't even think they're in here. I don't think they're here. anymore.
They are, they have.
I mean, they build here,
represent
but I'm
three
saying that-
different counties, but they're here. I think that's what my paperwork.
They have an office here still?
I think until the restore gets finished and it gets open, they're gonna have their
Where's it
office in there. It's
The old
going over
outlet
there.
mall.
Was that?
The old outlet mall.
Okay. All right, I got you. I'm finna say, cause I've been looking for them and I hadn't found them. So you said 5,000?
5,000. We're gonna skip Home Safe because they didn't receive anything last year. And we'll come back to that. Leadership Wilson received 6,000, asked for 6,000. They got 2,500 last year.
I like that.
I would say 2,500 to
Yeah.
start with. Lebanon Senior Citizen Center, let's for now, let's stay at the 23.5 from last year.
They got a new director coming too, hadn't they? It's Patty. I think she retired maybe or something.
She is at the end of August or beginning of August, one or the other.
Joseph Storehouse is asking for the same 9,000 they got last year. I'm good with that. Mid Cumberland, Mills on Wheels, we're gonna skip over that one for now, because that's,
All together combined.
yeah, they
Okay,
have
so we're jumping down to,
Young Marine.
all the way to the Young Marines.
well, hold on a second. We're jumping down to the Young Marines.
Yeah, we can't call the mayor right now.
Oh, I got you.
Strike that.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
So I'm good with the 2,500 for the Young Marines.
Mm-hmm.
The Mount Juliet West Senior Citizen Center,
Oh. I say
Tyler,
put them back to 13.5.
yeah, Tyler's on that board and they need the money. I would say they do need it, but they just raised, just had a reverse raffle and got them several, like by figures, so maybe 10,000 that they made on the reserve.
So what, put them back to what they got previous years of 13.5?
or what they got last year at 15.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
15.
Yeah.
15.
Mount Juliet West Wilson Community Help Center at 7,500.
Mm-hmm.
We know New Leash on Life is 50,000.
That's already taken out, right?
Prospect 4,000. We'll skip the next two because they didn't receive anything last year. Drop down to Salvation Army. 5,000.
Good with that. Or Southern Stars.
Southern Stars. I'm actually okay with the 2,500 on there.
Well, this is if I remember correctly, it was a couple that uses their own horses and
Yes.
stuff. It's kind of their baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that the Wilson County taxpayers ought to fund anything, to be honest with you, since it's something they enjoy doing.
Mhm.
I mean, it's supposed to be therapeutic for veterans, and I know as a veteran
It's for disabled children.
and all, yeah, too. I mean, there are several groups, but, I mean, if y'all want to give them the 25, I'll go with it, but I just,
Did they receive anything else from anybody? Do we know?
They,
Now, wasn't your daughter involved with them?
she was many years ago.
Yeah, but you know, and here's the thing. If you don't give this money to Southern Stars, what you've cut already, you're gonna have a ton of money. You're gonna double somebody up. So
Just give them, yeah, I'm good with
Yeah,
25.
2500.
Let's just stick with 25 what they're asking.
Vietnam Veterans of America, 4,000. That seems to be their go-to every year. They haven't really changed that over the years. Same with Watertown Seniors Citizens. They've pretty much held at 2,000 except for 1 year. So
and here's the thing, if I was gonna give some money and add some, that's where I would add it.
Yeah.
I mean, 2,000 versus the other two are asking for $18,000 and $20,000 fee. That's
Yeah.
chump change there.
2,000 to Watertown. Wilson Books from Birth, 9,500.
Hold on 1 second. I put a question mark on.
It's probably the same one I put a question mark on.
So the government pays 50%. I put a question mark on it, and that was one of the things that kind of struck at me was they do get funding from the government.
Yep.
Okay. 50% of, I
I
think.
think there's a
Yeah,
state.
but don't even look at me. Don't mess with that one.
So I think there's a state resolution that says, that the governor signed, that says they will provide 50% of the funding and the county has to provide the other 50%.
All right.
And I think that's why that's such a weird number at 9,500.
All right. Let's leave it there then.
But don't mess with her.
Wilson County Christmas for All, I'll say we go back to the 5,000 they have received all the years.
They have plenty of money. When I left there, they had close to $100,000, so $5,000 is good.
Wilson County Civic League Senior Citizens.
That's all going to be bunched together, right? All that's combined.
So we've already given them, they asked
2,500.
for 15,000. We gave them
2,500 for the recreational.
2,500.
So 10,000 is what they're asking for 15. So we need to give them 10,000, or I'm sorry,
1250.
1250, 12.5. Is that what we're saying? That's where we got to be at, 12.5 to make it the 15. What do you guys want to do?
I say we keep the senior citizens separate from the rest of it. It just serves a different group of people than the tutoring and the art program and stuff.
Okay. So the senior citizens portion asked for 4,000. I'm good with 4,000.
That's coming out of theirs though, correct? Because
Correct.
it's all in one application. We got to keep that in mind.
Correct.
Okay. So go ahead and give them 4. So that's going to put them down.
8,200.
Mm-hmm.
8,250, matter of fact.
So 8,250.
Tutoring and arts.
6,500 out of the 15,000 they asked for is what?
8,700.
Well,
8,500. So the 11,000 on the next line, propose 8,500.
To cover the rest?
That would fulfill the entire 15,000.
Okay. Now we've got, where we at?
Community Help Center,
Yeah, you got some more on the bottom of that one.
Wilson County Community Help Center,
7,500.
7,500.
Yeah, go back to what they had.
Rehab 23, 7,000.
7,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a question mark by that too. If we got some coming back.
Yep. And Wilson Rides,
4,000.
Only
4,000,
4,000. Yeah, limit 4.
all right.
But they're getting a lot of money from the tags.
All right, who's got the pen and the paper? Man, add this up and let's go home and eat us a pizza.
238,000?
How is that possible?
Is that including the 50 for,
So including the 50.
So we're close then, right?
that's
We
it?
are,
We're over.
but you've
Yeah, we
spent,
got,
you've skipped 1, 2, 3, 4 organizations.
How much?
So we gotta go back and cut some of them.
Yeah, we'll cut.
I can go back and
We
read it.
don't have to, but
I'm just saying, what, that's status, that's status. That's less. That's less. Status, less, same. We actually added a little bit there. That's the same, that's the same, that's the same. And all the ones that we skipped, I don't know how we could possibly went over.
Well, we
was it
added,
the Wilson County Civic League? Did we do?
well, we
We
added,
did that one, I don't know.
So you're $3,500 over.
$3,500 over.
Going with her numbers here. I think she's gonna be.
We got the Lebanon Senior Center back to 20 grand. That's 3,500. We got them in 23,500.
yeah, but we also got, I'm looking at Habitat for Humanity. We give them 5, we go back to status quo from last year's 2,500. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I ain't trying to, I don't, that is not my recommendation. I'm just saying we could throw that out there. And then, there's another one down here where I just see it.
$238,000.
So we didn't even give anything to Home Safe either, but you said you might not do it. We didn't do that one?
No, I just skipped over the ones that we didn't give to last year, so we could come back to them.
Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna have to find some money for Home Safe if you wanted to give them anything. And then I'm telling you, we better call the mayor.
I said start that from the record.
So, okay. Midcomer, we gave them what last year? 5? For the dues? The way it looks, correct?
Sorry, can you say that again for me?
So Midcomer, last year all we gave was 5, correct?
Correct, for
Just
their,
give them 5.
their dues. So I'm actually paying their dues out of a different fund this year, so in my head, you would have an additional 5,000 to divvy out between people.
So what did we say? We said 15 for them? Or did we skip them?
We skipped them.
Totally, we skipped them too?
Uh-huh.
How much did you say we was over, Mike?
$3,500.
All right, so why don't, it's 3,500, why don't you go down and give them 11,500? That'll be zeroed out. Still ain't done that with Home Safe.
We're 3,500 over.
Yeah, I know, but we're taking that 3,500 away from
I
Midcomer.
got you. I don't think we gave Midcomer anything yet.
Yeah, we haven't allocated anything Midcomer. We skipped all the way over. That's what I'm saying.
But that was, oh, okay, it wasn't no status quo, was it?
So we completely skipped over on that one.
So you might have more money. Now, you're gonna have to come up with some more money.
If we decide to give it.
So my,
Like Gold Coast.
so my max.
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting his share of it right now.
I'm looking at this. That's what you paid last year, wasn't it? $234,000. In the past, and I don't know if y'all did it last year or not, you held a little bit out.
Mm-mm.
And we did that one year because we had some tornado damage or something.
We allocated, I think, everything last year.
Did you?
Yeah, because we were back
Okay,
and
so
forth,
there's
back and
nothing
forth,
else
back
I-
and forth. I remember that last year.
No, I know what you're talking about, Mike, because Miss Joy she was absolutely, no, we need to hold this money back.
Yeah.
So she was saving more money than we was giving away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pretty tight, except when
Yeah.
it came to dogs now.
Yeah, she was saving more money than we was giving away.
So what, we gotta come up with what, $3,500 or?
I know, you hadn't even counted Mid-Cumberland, so if you're gonna give Mid-Cumberland something, you gotta come up with that too.
But we didn't get, the
Huh?
only thing we gave them was 5, right? Last year? Is that what it, is that right?
I'm sorry,
Mid-Cumberland,
what about me?
all we gave them was 5,000, right? Is that what you're showing?
Correct.
We'll give them 2,500.
We gotta find it.
But please remember to take into account, they turned in their dues. I'm paying that separate.
Oh, that's right, I remember.
I'm paying them 16,000.
No, yeah, no, they don't get nothing then.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
That's
why I said that earlier.
They're doubling up.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
I
I'm
got
saying,
you.
that's why we didn't give any, that's why I was
Yeah.
trying to say the first time.
No,
So-
I'm good with that.
They don't get anything.
So we got fined 3,500.
So Mid-Cumberland,
Cumberland,
Human Resource Agency.
correct.
so
So they get a big zero.
they get 0, and then we gotta come up with 3,500, correct, or 34?
Yeah, you gotta cut 3,500.
Okay. Well, let's start from the top, work our way down, see if we
No,
find it.
I mean, I found it. Let
Where
me
at?
tell you where it's at.
Yes,
You take 1,500, said 3,500.
3,500.
All right, take 2,000 from Lebanon, senior citizens, and take the other from Mount Juliet senior citizens. Hate to do that, but
Yeah, I put them back down at 10, what they got on the, yeah.
Hmm?
I'm okay with that.
no, it puts Mount Juliet back at 13,000, and it'll put Lebanon back at 21,000. Right? Or did I do the math wrong?
You taking 2,000 away from Lebanon.
Taking $2,000 away from Lebanon and 1,500 away from Mount Juliet.
All right, 2,000 away from Lebanon gets you to 21,500. You got 21.
Okay, and then the 1,500 from Mount Juliet senior citizens, that would put you at 13,500, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they would be getting 13,500. I'm just throwing that out to give me your ideas.
I'm good with that.
Those are the two biggest ones. I'm about like, what he was talking about a while ago.
They're equity and raising.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, this is taxpayer dollars.
Right.
And it's free, it's money that we're giving away, okay? We gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Some's
I'm
better
good with
than
that.
none.
I'm good with that.
Some's better than none.
Yes. So is everybody good on math?
I'll let you know when I get there.
Danny, sorry about that.
He's wearing it out. So I'm gonna go down through here and write it. Let's forget it.
Yeah, I'm glad you called.
Yeah.
It
Well, I
was
remember
but it was on my calendar too, and I just totally forgot.
Yeah, well, we talked about, I mean, we've had so many meetings.
Yes.
And then you had everything going in Tucker's.
Hey, Mike, and I made every one of them. And that's something you should be proud of me.
Oh, I've got you, son. Gold star. You know, like they do in Sunday school, you know, when you got perfect attendance, they put you.
That's right. That's right. I told Kevin Costley I'm beating him
By a long shot.
by a long shot. See, Jack Lamont's 5. Jerry McFarland 5. So who's 1? Who's District 1?
Me?
Mr. Field.
Okay, it comes from this way and goes
Yeah.
around. That's what I was wondering. I was like, Jerry McFarland said he was 5. So Terry Scruggs would be 5, 6, 7. He's in 7.
Where'd you come from?
He asked me the other night. I said,
And I didn't
no
do any of the
idea.
changes they just said.
Okay. So, human error. My numbers on this back page don't grab something apparently. Because when I look at budget in Skyward, I've got $238,500 in total budget.
Mhm.
We take off the 50, that leaves us that 188.
Mhm.
When I add up, we're at 238 even.
So we gotta lose 50 more thousand? No.
No, the 50,000 is included in my
Oh,
total.
that's right. That's
When
right.
I-
Never mind.
When I'm adding up. So we've got $500 sitting out here that we need to divvy out.
Home safe.
We'll just put it on, yeah.
Give him a little piece of that bread.
226. What were the changes that they just, no,
I'm trying not to write it down.
What's the number we're trying to get to? 238.5?
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a hard thing for me to do, is to not say that. All right, so they were talking about changing the senior centers.
I can't believe that boy doubled that up. $10,000. Kiss my, Works hard. He didn't know I'm sitting on this board. Man, that's over $100,000 in there. When I left.
Really?
Oh yeah, they have golf tournaments. They raise money.
Well, you missed it. There's, that's one thing I did. I asked a few about where's your
Yeah,
cash on?
500
Some had
for
200,000, some $80 budgets. Just, I mean, there's a lot, and that's something that I'm gonna address in some things.
73 on this front list. Hey, I don't think
We never looked at salt or started them either. I mean, our restoration can, these two.
Well, yeah, we skipped over those two.
Yep.
We even paid attention to them. The restoration community outreach and the stars, or the salt food ball.
you changed the Mount Juliet senior citizens to 13.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just did this in my head. But the numbers you're at right now is 234.5. That's what I was working toward. LeBron says it should be 238.5, right?
Correct.
So you got $4,000 more to give.
Have we added everything on the list yet? What we
I did in my head.
Okay,
Now,
so you're saying we have $4,000 to allocate?
yes, I was working from the 234.5 in
Okay.
that column, but LeBron says it's 238.5.
Okay, so
So we got $4,000 more dollars.
Well, let's look down
now
here that
we got 3,500 because we give Home Safe 500.
Oh, well, I didn't get that
Well,
down.
hold on a second. But there's two that we've not even addressed. And that's going to be the restoration community outreach and the soft food box
Make sure we got
program. So we skipped over them two.
So y'all did 500 on Home Safe?
Yeah, I thought because that's what we thought we had left over. So yeah.
I'm gonna read these numbers off, and LeBron is gonna calculate them. Make sure that we all have the same numbers as I read these off. So, start at the top, American Legion 1,500,
Check.
Big Brothers 3,000, Brooks House 7,000, Cedar Croft 5,000, Cedars Senior Citizens 10,000, Cheris 7,500, Country Canine Rescue 5,000. I'm sorry, Compassion Hands 5,000. Cumberland Mental Health 20,000. Drug Free Wilco 1,000. Habitat for Humanity 5,000. Home Safe 500. Leadership Wilson 2,500. Lebanon Senior Citizens Center. Did y'all make a change to that?
Yeah.
21.5.
21,000.
21.5. Mid Cumberland,
Joseph Storehouse.
no, Joseph Storehouse 9,000.
How much? 9?
None. All the way down. Mount Juliet West Senior Citizens 2,500.
No, it's
Oh,
Young Marines.
Young Marines 2,500.
Sorry, Dan.
I'm glad somebody's keeping me in check. Now Mount Juliet West Senior Citizens 13.5. Mount Juliet Community Help Center $7,500. New Lease on Life, $50,000.
Hold on, time out, that don't come off the top. That's already taken out, correct?
Well, I'm trying to
no,
get to the
Since
two.
you're adding it up, okay, sorry.
Restoration Community Outreach, 4,000.
Prospect,
Prospect.
Prospect.
Prospect was 4,000?
4,000.
Okay,
I'm looking at,
your stigmatism's kicking in.
yeah, I've looked at enough numbers. Got several kind of
So we're at Restoration
Chisholm's
Community
kicking
Outreach,
in.
right?
Salvation Army, 5,000.
Okay.
So did we?
We skipped those two, that's why I was telling you we had skipped
All right,
earlier.
so 5,000 on Salvation Army.
Correct,
Yeah.
that's combined on the back as well, so.
Southern Stars, 2,500. Vietnam Veterans, 4,000. Watertown Senior Citizens, 2,000.
Yep.
Wilson Books from Birth, 9,500.
Yep.
Wilson County Christmas for All, 5,000.
Yep.
Wilson County Civic League Senior Citizens, 4,000.
Yep.
Wilson County Civic League Tutoring and Arts Program, 8,500.
Yep.
Wilson County Community Help Center, 7,500.
Yep.
Wilson County Mercy Services Rehab, 7,000.
Yep.
Wilson Rides, 4,000.
Yep.
235,000.
What was,
3,500.
rehab? Was that 7,000?
That was, 7,000.
Okay. So how much cheese we got to chew on?
3,500, right?
Yes, sir.
$500.
All right,
All right, so put it back.
hold on.
Oh, that's right. We got to fill in some other ones already.
How many do we have left to fill in?
We have two that we skipped.
Two that you skipped. One is requesting 2,500, one is requesting 5,000.
Yep.
We have 3,500.
So 1,500 and 2,000?
That would be a total of 7,500 if we wanted to give that to them.
See right here, go back and look at, the 22, 23, just give them that. That's your 3,500.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. That's 35 right there, and that's what we got left. You see what he's talking about?
I do.
Are y'all good with that?
2,000 to restoration. And 1,500 to salt food box program.
Where does that put us?
238,500.
Dang, you
Really quick, what would y'all put down for Habitat? I mean,
5,000.
and what'd you put down for, if we skipped that? All right, so we are dead even. We're good, right? We're zeroed out.
We are.
Is all hearts and minds good with what we got here on things?
I have a question for Bronny. Audience one made a presentation.
Yes, sir.
They aren't on here.
They are to appear before Tourism and Development.
Okay.
That is a better fit.
Audience of
Audience of one.
Okay.
Are we good with what we got? Are we ready to do a vote?
Make a motion we approve.
And got a motion?
Second.
Got a second from Mr. Fields. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? May the record reflect. All right. Now, since, Mike, is there anything we need for there? That's all we need on the vote, and then,
That's all you need right there. That just goes into the budget. What you're paying out currently is what we are approved in the budget for this year. This is next year.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you all this, I think I've told you this before, but when I first started being county attorney years ago, you were required to do a separate budget, separate resolution for every one of these. You voted on it twice.
wow.
You could spend $12 million on a road bond and vote one time and give $5,000 to the Grange and you had to vote on that twice.
Twice.
Somebody went to the legislature and changed that.
Wow.
It needed to be done.
Yeah.
But I can remember in May and June having 60 and 70 resolutions.
And that's when you first became county attorney?
Yeah.
Robert said that's because they paid it out in Confederate dollars back then.
Yeah, he's probably right. What was, somebody said here the other night, when we was talking about the death of Bart Drum, and somebody said, weren't y'all law school classmates? I said, who got me on that? Somebody got me Tuesday night over at judicial. Oh, I know who it was, Barry Tatum. Yeah, Tatum.
Yeah. That's funny. That's too funny.
Yeah,
Mike-
you're good as far as I'm.
How much did the county start with when they started the Health and Welfare? Where was it at, the funds?
You know, I don't remember that, Justin, but it ain't changed much over the years.
Well, I've heard it started at, I think at one time was it 30,000 only in the fund? Is that a number that someone just pulled out of the air?
That doesn't sound right to me, but I couldn't swear to
Okay.
that.
Gotcha.
But, you know, you've held that status quo so many years that it's basically, I don't remember, we put some in there one time for,
Yeah.
seemed like the boat docks out here, the Corps of Engineers threatened to close the boat docks, and we put like $25,000 extra.
All right.
And then I think the next year they just put that money somewhere else.
I got you. All right, so we're done on the boat, so that's good. You're good on that. LeBron, are you good?
I am good. Well, other than budget for the county corner.
Okay, yes, we have to hear. We have to hear his, right? He's got to be presented. So are you presenting it for him? Or how do we do that now? I know that he's through EMA, but I know it's different, correct?
So, well.
No, for Dr. Giles, right? Is that who you're talking about? Okay.
And for the forensic, the autopsies that we pay for, I have to get that budget part approved because that did not shift over until we still control that.
So we need to hear that now and take care of that. Okay.
But there. I'm taking and pass it down. It's probably way too many, but. There is no change other than you'll see where it went down 84,000 from where we moved
Jay.
over into the WEMA budget.
But this is status quo, right? Pretty much.
Supposed to be status quo. You'll see where it dropped to 84 is shifted from here over into EMA, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Here's this. And now, is there another one we have to do? Are we good?
I think we're good right now.
Autopsies, all that stuff, we good for that? You don't have to press it? Okay. All right, now, all right, gonna bring up new business now. We good for that? Let Mike do his thing.
Yeah, are you talking about the needs assessment? I don't think it would hurt anything if y'all put a few bucks on each side and ask for it.
Well, before we get into that conversation, I've got one I'm gonna bring up, if that's okay, before we start talking about that. Under new business. So what did we just do? We just gave out $253,000, correct? Is that the total amount that's in this fund for the health and welfare that we just allocated?
238,000.
Okay, so we've given out $238,500 just in of county taxpayer dollars. And I know that this committee is here for certain things like this. And before we get started, before I really get into it, I want you to hear me. I want you to hear my part. Do I feel that organizations need this? Absolutely. And I had this conversation earlier. But as a member sitting on the budget committee, and last week that we heard some needs already from the sheriff's office, along with WEMA, and we've not even heard everyone else. Our budget season coming up is going to be pretty tough. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. And this money here is taxpayer dollars that we are giving away, pretty much. Which again, hear me what I'm saying is that there are organizations that do need this. And I do feel that there's a lot of organizations that do receive funding elsewhere, which is why I was asking questions of how much money was on hand in some budgets. And, you know, no one wants to talk about, you know, what could possibly happen, you know, in the future. And, you know, obviously, in order to make government work, you know, we need to be conservative, I do believe. And I do feel like we have the responsibility to look after the taxpayer. And the last thing any of us could probably want to do is have to raise taxes. And it's hard for me to have a conversation with people in my district, along with being a member that you guys voted me on with the budget, seeing what the numbers are. Our AFT numbers are down. we projected for 6 million. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll tell you, but I've reached out to finance today. AFT right now is sitting just right at 6 million, a little over. So we're already down in AFT. All right. And now the growth money, you know, we're got to remember there's going to be a 2% raise that we have to cover anyways on top of that with our growth money. So if we're sitting at 2.1 million hypothetically, that's going to be $1 million off the top of that. So that's not going to leave a lot of money for our county to really to address a lot of needs, and of course some want to call it wants. But I think we as a commission and we as a body need to really hone in and ask ourselves if we're getting prepared for those hard conversations. And in my heart, you know, it's hard to say, hey, you know, we just gave out, you know, $200,000, just giving it out, which I understand that, you know, this has a line item or this has an item, and we had this committee set up for this. But in my heart and mind, I wanted to take $53,000 for next year and actually decrease our budget here, because to be able to send it back to the general fund. Now, if something happens later on in the years and we have a little bit better years, we can go back and put it on our needs, saying, listen, we gave back the $53,000 or gave to the general fund $53,000. We cut our budget down. And if we have a good year, then let's send it on to our needs and see if we can get it back. So my motion, I want to put a motion on the floor to decrease our budget from, was it 200, what were we at, 253,000? Is it, am I right?
It's a total of 303,500 if you combine both lines, recreation and health and welfare.
How much?
303,500.
303.5?
That's correct.
That's counting the 50 for legal life, right?
That is.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. We need to find out if that's ending, the leash on life
Need to find out if those 3 years have
have
expired.
expired.
I would make the motion to cut it. This is going to be a big number, 100,000 to send back to the general fund. I know that's a lot, but this committee has done awesome. You guys have done nothing but been, every time I've called you, I've needed you. Every time that there has been a question, we've worked together. I know it's a lot of money. It seems like a lot of money, but again, this is taxpayer dollars that we are sending out, that we're giving away. And there's a lot of needs that we have in this county. Sheriff's Department has needs. WEMA has needs. We have schools. We have school teachers that we have to think about. So if you, I mean, I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down, and that's kind of where I'm at on that. So I've got a motion. I would like to put a motion on there that we cut our budget $100,000 to set back into the general fund.
Discussion.
Yeah. You,
All right, that same budget that you're talking about cutting, that same budget that we're cutting out of the communities or whatever, this money stays in Wilson County. The people are getting something for their money.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about, cutting $100,000 is, you might as well not even have this committee. I mean, you're going to be giving away, you got 40 or 50. Well, if you add them all up, you probably got 40 or 50 in these line items, at least 40. So somebody's going to get $1,000 or $1,500, and that's going to be the cap.
Yeah.
And
And again, it's,
I mean, I feel,
Right.
I see what you're saying, but you take, Mike, what is our budget for the whole county?
I don't know the answer. to that,
It's
Chris.
probably what, it's got to be at least 20 million, maybe.
Our budget?
Yeah,
Oh,
for the
our
whole
budget's
county.
gonna be over, probably around 130,
130, 140, and we're talking about peanuts here. That's not even 1%. That might be a 0.5%. And the people are, I mean, you think about it, and I know you said you're talking from your heart, but you think about it, you go up there to the senior citizens and, you know, 5 or 6 of them can't pay for their food. Or, you know, they need that money. Or now we're going to cut the kids, and we want kids to get out at the ballparks and all of that stuff instead of sitting at home on the computer. And so, and we're going to ask them to raise more money. You know, you see what I'm saying? I see what you're saying, but it's kind of one of those things to where actually I would put more money in this than I probably would some of the other stuff that we do in the county. You know what I mean? But like I said, I mean, you got a motion on the floor or whatever, and so, and I appreciate it, but I just think that this here is it means something to the people.
Well, we're not cutting it all the way out, and that's the thing.
Oh,
It's-
but you're cutting a third of it.
I understand. I mean, and it don't have to be it don't have to be 100. We can shift that, but here I am, you know, who I think about. Again, we're taking taxpayer dollars and we're giving it out
And-
to organizations
Right.
that need it, but again, we have county business that we have to take care of, and we're looking at, like I said, our budget this year is going to be really strict, really tight.
Okay, but hear me out again.
Sure.
You're gonna turn around, either way you look at it, this 100,000 that you're cutting out, we're gonna have to raise taxes, and at least they're gonna get something out of their money. They're gonna be able to go to the help center. They're gonna be able to go to senior citizens. They're gonna be able to go to those ball games, and they're getting something for their money. I think we're small potatoes. Nobody will even notice this. I just don't think they ever will. What is it? It might not even be a quarter of a penny or whatever.
You don't know what your total budget is, schools and everything, you're gonna be shocked.
Yeah.
477 million.
What you say?
177 million.
400.
400.
We're almost at $500 million.
Yeah. And so we're I mean, they're gonna have to raise taxes. This $100,000. Even if everybody cut their budget by $100,000 that we're asked in, you know, this portion of it, even if you cut everybody's budget, if you cut Weema's budget, if you cut sheriff department's budget or whatever, you're still gonna have to raise taxes. I mean, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. I just don't think that we're gonna make any splash by doing this. Actually, I think that I would actually was gonna go down through there and count up however many lines it is and add $1,000 if we get it. If we get it, and we don't, we don't. You know, but cutting it is not the answer. I just don't believe it.
Let me make this suggestion. This 238,000 or this $303,500, we've allocated that, we've spent that. You're talking about for next year's budget to increase
Correct.
that.
Yeah. I mean, we're not taking it now. I mean, we've already made the vote and started again.
I agree with everything you're saying 100%. I also agree with Chris. I think what we need to be looking for is, as this committee, next month, the month after, something like that, when we can schedule a meeting, get our ducks in a row and talk about looking at the qualifications for some of these agencies. You talked about, you know, one agency, you know, for a fact had, you know, X amount of thousands of dollars in the bank account. We need to work on the qualifications of where that money goes to. And we might, yes, we're spending the same amount of money, but we might eliminate some organizations that don't need it as bad as the other ones do.
Well, when we started that a couple of years ago. Like you see now, the Civic League and all them's combined.
Right.
We started that probably 3 or 4 years ago. Started narrowing that stuff down because, I mean, he could come up with an organization. Me and him team up, and then I'll make another one over here on the side. And we're getting the same money. What I didn't like about it is we should put a cap on this. There shouldn't be any. If you're coming here, this is not your only source. I don't feel comfortable giving the senior citizens over there at Lebanon, you know, $23,000 and then cut somebody else out. You know, it's just not. I think we just need to have a cap on it. $10,000 is the limit.
Well, that's my next suggestion.
Yeah,
Also.
it just needs to be $10,000 is the limit. Cut it off and then disperse that money the way, and then but let everybody know your cap is 10,000. That's it. I mean, don't come in here and ask for that. We're gonna give you 10. We might not give you 10. You know what I mean? So, and actually, I think it was LeBron. Was it like 3 or 4 years ago we didn't even give all the money away at all? I think it was one time or another. I don't think we give all the money away. I mean, it's just they stand at that podium right there, and if I don't agree with them, I'll ask questions, and they already know that it ain't gonna happen. I've argued with Charlie Hubner at that West Cup because I was at Tucker's Crossroad. No, I didn't see no light poles go up. You didn't even cash your check. I mean, a couple of years he got the money and didn't cash the check, or didn't even come and get the check, I guess, or something. So wasn't no need. That's money that was just said. So
Well,
I interject, I mean, I agree with all three of you. Okay? Real agree.
Well, I'm with- like old brother Ware out there. Well, I'm with you guys.
Yeah. If we were to cut some, I think 100,000 is way too much. Okay. I do think we need to maybe put a cap. I don't think 10's the right number. I think we need to look at longevity. Some of these people have been coming probably for as long as this committee's been together. Whether it be 18 or 20 years, whatever. I mean, they come every year. You know, there'll be some kind of thing, hey, you can only request for like 6 or 7 consecutive years, and then you have to wait a while. I mean, almost like term limits on this thing.
Yeah.
If we did decide to reduce it, I would suggest 5 to 10% max. I mean, you're talking $15,000 to $30,000.
I mean, I still think you need to raise it, but I mean, everybody gets a vote.
Well,
You know.
well, my concern if we did that, and that's a big if, what would the other commissioners or the budget committee say? Well, heck, you just cut your budget, now you're asking for possibly $10,000 more to be added to it next year?
Wait a
Well,
minute,
every year's
wait a minute.
different.
Did we?
Well, like Mike said a while ago, you know, maybe we put in a request to add
The
10,000.
need.
It was just,
Need.
Yeah, it was a suggestion. He was just
Yeah.
giving a hypothetical.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But what I'm
Well,
saying is that looking at all right, the budget season that's approaching and where we're at and where our numbers are, and I do feel like it's a responsibility that these committees need to start cutting some fat away and being conservative. Last thing people want to do is raise taxes. Last thing I want to do is have to raise taxes. And us, again, this committee is giving out taxpayer money. It's a handout. I do agree that some organizations need this, but at the end of the day, it's a give out. We're giving away that money.
I mean, and I'm with you 100% if it was on a different committee, but this one right here is small. I think this might be minute to any other committee that we got.
Sure.
It's the bottom of the barrel. Show me where another committee is dropping, and then I'll agree with you,
Well, why don't we start here? Let them sit.
because they're not gonna do it. It's a need. I'm telling you,
But-
it's a need. And everybody's not gonna sit at home, and people can't afford it. Technically, the ones that can afford it are probably gonna be the ones that's gonna raise Cain when it comes to tax time. But them other ones are not.
Right.
But like I said, everybody gets a vote. I mean,
And-
so just call for the question.
Well,
Well, it's still just got a motion right now.
You got a motion?
yeah, it's still conversational for it. It's just, whenever you look at somebody and say, well, we're giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we're going to up your property taxes because we can't. They're like, well, why are you giving away our money? Why are you giving away tax money whenever that should be given? Because we have the ability to not give it out at all. Because, there's the years that we didn't spend all of it. But so that's where I'm kind of going with, like, if that's the case, and like what you said, why do we have this committee? So when we're talking about potentially raising taxes, which could happen in the future, your taxpayers will look at you like, well, why did you give away $300,000 whenever it could have went towards county business? And that's the question that you have to answer, and I have to answer to my constituents that voted me in as well as you and you all. So that's just the reason looking at it.
But I go back to what I said a while ago. My people in Tucker's Crossroads probably is not going to bat an eye. And if they do, I'll show them that Tucker's Crossroads School is Tucker's Crossroads Ballpark is getting this. It's up to you whether you want to go up or not. But we're taking care of the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and who in Mount Judah's going fuss? Who in Lebanon baseball's going fuss?
Well, I just keep thinking about what hearing, again, like what we said every one of us was there in that committee meeting talking about how other cities or the cities around us are upping their pay for their employees. And then here we are, we're going to be back playing the catch-up game. So I'm trying to think about trying to help the general fund as much as possible out of this committee, which even though it might be small, but it's something going towards the general fund So we're not upping people's property taxes at the end of the day. 50,000 can be a vehicle for a car every year, reoccurring. I mean, you know, something that's helping in a way, but I'll amend the motion. I'll put, you know, we'll cut 50,000 from our budget. And if something that we want to entertain, there's a second.
I'll second, we can vote on it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
No.
No. Passes. Cutting 50,000 from health and welfare. And then, like I said, if something, we'd look at it, we want to send it back to budget next year and ask for it back under our needs. That's something that obviously we can do. Any other new business?
Hey, Mike, does what we just done, does it go to budget?
Yeah.
So it goes to
Yeah.
budget before.
Everything goes to budget. Now, they don't consider your individual approvals here, they consider the bottom line.
Right, okay, so that number is what they're gonna look at.
Yeah.
So technically, we just,
We passed already. It is. Nothing's coming off of what we just did. It's going to be the
next
following-
year, the following year,
It'll be
it's gonna come off.
correct.
Yeah,
When you're sitting here this time next year, instead of 238.5, you'll have 188.5.
yeah,
Because of 50,
Yeah.
you know.
not,
Isn't that what you intended,
Correct.
Justin?
Any other new business?
Motion to adjourn.
second.
You doing? All right.